Now, the takeoff of the fly was of such force, the great velocity, it escaped several miles per several, just like a rocket in orbit. Now, after 7 long days of coasty motion in this orbit field, it gradually came down through a gradient of 34 degrees and flat on a belly cake landing, if you'll excuse the expression of that. It was in a beautiful clearing before a lovely quarry, leafy of that. And the fly pointed towards the quarry with a hairy forefinger and said, "I must leave you now, Stan, but in there, Mad John," and mark it the words. Not only will he give you the answer to the lost half moon, which is your great worry of it in your Mylode, but also he will give you the philosophy of life in itself. I must go now. Now, Stan was very much appreciative of all this solving of his problems, of the life itself, being a simple old man at heart, and he gathered the fly towards him and cuddled him. It was so big now that the whiskers protruded and ticked him in his ear, goes, caused him both to chuckle at a fly, and a human laugh for that, and he left him. Now, and so he went on.
Lived in the greenwood. Nobody knew him or what he had done, but mothers would say to their children, "Beware of Mad John." John would sing with the birds in the morning, laugh with the wind in the cold hand of night, but people from behind their curtains said he's not quite right. John had it soft. He was living the life of a tramp. Yes, his bed was the cold and the damp, but the sun was his friend. He was free. So here was a wise one who loved all the haters. He loved them so much that their hate turned to fear, and shaking from behind their curtains, the loved ones would hear.
Stan groped forward in the forest. He thought to himself the words, marked it, "Mad John, Mad John." Then he came to the cave. Now, all was murky as he crafted his eyes towards the background of this murky, inky blackness straight. And then suddenly he saw a slightly sort of everfade of light which was surrounding most of the human form. Ah, it was Mad John. What? Long beard and tangle. He must have been 34 years with hermit growth it on their sort of follicles as hair grown. And there was this long robe trimmed with a hermit motion, this radiated light all around this character of man who was obviously deep depth of knowledge in his pose of form. And he said, there's Wellcoat here, man. Where you at, man? Stan, Wellcoat. You're not worried about that moon-dangling man there, are you? He said, yes, I was with. He said, come with me. And he clasped him around the shoulder bowl with his long, fine, slendery arm figure, and walking him through the mouth of the cave and looking up there, and says, "Oh, fully moon there." The man said, "Yes, Dan, oh dear." He said, "Do you know what it is? 7 long days, and the answer to the moon which rotates in the orbit around you," and it smote Stan through the eyeball like a 7-ounce bloody hammer, cropping him turf.